So we're gonna core the cabbage first. We'll feed this to our bunnies. I pulled off some of the yucky outer leaves before doing this. And there's a little more core in here. Get that out. Now I'm gonna weigh it. Information. Okay. Okay, so we have 2 pounds, 2 ounces. So I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget, because that's gonna tell me how much salt I need to use. 2 ounces. Okay. Okay, so I've got my KitchenAid out, and I have my KitchenAid slicer shredder attachment. You can also use a food processor. I don't have the shredder part for my food processor. It broke, so I actually purchased this, and I really like how it works. So I'm gonna get that all set up, and then we're gonna start shredding our cabbage. So this shredder actually comes with the slicer, which I'm not going to use, but you can use it for cabbage. It just makes a little bit thicker sauerkraut. They're really fine. I'm not using that. I'm going to use the medium. And there's a little knob that you actually have to push to get that to go in. Okay. Nice and tight. Okay. So I'm gonna rinse our cabbage off. The fresher your cabbage, the better it is for sauerkraut, because it will make more brine, which will help it ferment better. Slice this up. We're just gonna do a very basic sauerkraut with cabbage, and I use pink Himalayan salt. You can also use sea salt. You just want to make sure that you don't use an iodized salt, because that will not allow it to ferment right. We're going to turn this guy. I'm going to turn my KitchenAid on to about an 8. Yeah, sometimes this gets just really packed in here. I'd say this is one of the downsides to the KitchenAid attachment that I never dealt with using the food processor. However, this is holding up better than the food processor does to all the hard work that I throw at it. Okay, that's good. So we're done shredding our cabbage up. There's what it looks like. Yum, yum, yum. Now we're gonna mix in the salt. We have 2 pounds and 2 ounces of cabbage after it's been cored. For every pound of cabbage that you have, you should use 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of salt. We prefer less salt in ours, so we're gonna use about 1.5 teaspoons per pound. I'm actually going to put 3 teaspoons in this, so it'll be just a little bit shy of 1.5 teaspoons per pound. We also like to put like fresh garlic, fresh ginger, carrots, onions. My favorite sauerkraut is actually onion, like fresh shredded onions in with it, and then some garlic. It is so good, and it's so good for you during cold season, It'll boost your immune system, help you get through those colds a lot faster. But my husband's favorite is just your standard sauerkraut, and that is what we are out of, so that is what I'm gonna make tonight. This is the salt that we use, pink Himalayan salts. We've gotten different brands. This one's really nice. Sometimes you can get pink Himalayan salt that has like a grittiness to it, like you'll salt your vegetables with it and notice that there's like almost like sand or something mixed into it. It's just not real pure. But plant therapy seems to be really nice. Take my ring off so I don't get kraut in it. Kaya, do you know where the kraut pounder is?
No.
What's that? Little guy loves sauerkraut. Ella, will you get the sauerkraut out of the fridge?
We just started school.
Okay, well, he's gonna have a bite of sauerkraut.
First
Stay there. Will, you wanna try this? You wanna bite sauerkraut?
I'm married.
He loves it. Silly guy. All right, you go do school with Ella. We're gonna finish our kraut. 3 teaspoons is equal to a tablespoon, okay? If you knew that or not. So we're just gonna put a tablespoon in. Are your hands really clean? So this is my kraut pounder. It was actually an anniversary gift, our 5th anniversary gift from my mom and dad. And I have used this to make many pounds of sauerkraut. And this just helps break down the cells in the cabbage and release the juices. Keep going until it's mixed really nice and there's just a lot of liquid in here. And then it is time to put it in the jar. And I always like to sample it to see it, make sure that it has enough salt. And all right. Hey, you taste it, see what you think. I think it's good. I mean, tastes perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna get my jars out and all my stuff to seal it. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my shredded cabbage and I'm gonna put it in my container. I love using one of these little funnels. It helps get it in a lot cleaner. And I like to take and put a cabbage leaf on the top of it. It just kind of helps hold everything down, especially when you put the weight on top, so that you don't end up with brown sauerkraut on top. Okay, so we got our cabbage leaf on top. Now we're going to take our weight. We actually use, it's called the Easy Fermenter Starter Kit. It comes with gasket lids and your weights. And then this is a pump that pulls out the oxygen and just keeps it nice and fresh while it's fermenting. So you can get these on Amazon. I think they're like $33, $33. I'll put a link to them in the notes. Push that down. You can see all the liquid on the top there. It's good. Put our lid on. These lids actually have numbers on them. So today is the 29th, so I'm gonna put this to the 29th, and that tells me it started on the 29th. And they can go, I mean, you can let it go from like 6 to 14 days. When it's colder out, we often will let it go a little bit longer, so maybe even 2 weeks. We'll start testing it at around 1 week, and if it tastes like it needs to go a little longer, we'll just leave it in there longer. So I got the lid on. Now I'm gonna get my pump. Okay, now it's ready to go sit on the fermenting shelf. That is how you make simple sauerkraut. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a message or a comment. Take care and have an awesome week.